Madam President, I rise to explain my vote.
Proceed.
Madam President, I'm rising to explain because I'm going to assume that the good senator from District 27 is just confused and did not mean to impugn our motives. Because what I heard is that this bill, and I guess other bills like it, are a deliberate attempt to suppress the vote. That cannot go unanswered, okay? I am tired of having that accusation leveled at my motives and the sponsor's motives and everybody else. So I just wanted to stand up and actually tell you what my motive is. We have made voting in Arizona as convenient as we can, and if you put us next to most states in the country, we do better than most. Some states don't allow early voting at all, or a shorter time than we do. But we allow for early voting weeks ahead of the election. And we allow for voting centers now where people can go, and if that's the preferred method, they can do that. That is a convenience. That is meant to make voting easier. There is an expense associated with that, with mailing the ballots out, with the personnel you have to have on file, assuming that folks assuming that folks will mail their ballots back. But if 4 election cycles go by where they do not, what this legislation says is we're going to send you a notice that says apparently you're not interested in voting, maybe not at all, but certainly not by mail. We're incurring an expense for this. Ballots get sent out on autopilot, and the more and the longer this happens, the more ballots end up in places where that person isn't even there anymore. And so you have ballots out there, which doesn't seem like a good idea. And so this says if 4 elections go in a row where you haven't voted, we're going to send you a notice that says, please speak up. If you want to remain on the early voting list, you can do that. We just need you to tell us because it doesn't seem like you want to. And if they send something in, then all is well. And if they don't send something in, they get another notice that says, okay, we're removing you from the voting rolls, but you can re-sign up anytime you like. That is not unreasonable. There was an accusation earlier mentioned that we're going to purge all these voters. That would assume that not one of them responded when reached out to about this happening. What I have heard here is the other side do a fantastic job mischaracterizing what not only this bill does, but a host of other bills. I've been called from the media about this bill more than some others. And as I talk with them and they learn what actually is in the bill, what it actually does, every time to the person, there's not been an exception, they're like, huh, okay, that doesn't seem outrageous. Because it isn't. And most people, if they actually know, if they get past the spin that the other side is masterfully doing, will be like, you know what, that actually makes sense. Why should the taxpayers incur a cost on a convenience that we give to everybody when they're not using it? So what we're going to do is set a process in motion that says, after a while, yeah, we're going to check in on you, and if you don't respond, then we're not going to deregister you. No one loses the right to vote. They can still go to the polls. They can still just sign up immediately. The next minute, they can sign up. So, Madam President, that is my motive. My motive is one of cost to the taxpayers. My motive is also not wanting ballots to just be sent out when apparently there's no one on the other end who's interested in receiving it, and I vote aye on Senate Bill 1485.